What's up, you guys? Welcome to my construction office yet again. And say hello to Miss Mia. Her favorite place to be when we're in the office is sitting on my lap. Like, seriously, sweetest. Hold on. Alexa, stop. There we go. I asked her to stop several times and she did not. So, today I wanted to share, oh my God. Like, are you so tired? She's so sleepy. Okay, anyways. I love it. So I wanted to share a couple things with you guys that I've noticed just about life. Can you guys notice her little cleft palate? It's so cute. Anyway, I'm a little sleepy. It's early. I don't know if I've ever gone live this early for you. So, yesterday I was just, doing a lot of things and I was really tired. And what I started to realize is, and I knew this already, good morning. If you guys are popping on, say hello, say good morning. I know that, I talk about this and I've taught it in that, but there's such a, thank you, Daryl. She is the sweetest. There is such a big weight that we put on certain words, right? Like stressed and anxious and tired, and like there's a lot of different connotation or different weight, like I say, that we put on to certain words, and it becomes almost like something we live by, right? And I don't love that. I don't enjoy being influenced by something that I'm not consciously thinking of. Like if I can do my very best to not have any automatic responses and thoughts, like I really strive for that, right? So like when that's happening, like when I realize that, I have, again, like I said, like this immediate response to something that I'm not actually thinking through first, then it fucks me up, right? I don't like that. And so what I realized was, even deeper, on a deeper level, is all of these pieces and these words that were holding these definitions, and more so this fucking heaviness that I didn't want anymore. And honestly, I'd started this a while ago, but then when I went to Date with Destiny, it really brought it home. And since then, like, I was talking to Tony a couple days ago and I was like, are things in my life going perfectly? No. Like, even if I wrote some of it down on paper, it probably actually looks like it's it should be really stressful. And at some points, in some moments, it is, don't get me wrong, but like there's just this lightness of not, like, I'm not being extremely judgmental of myself like I would be, or of anyone else. Like, it's just, the weight has lifted, and I really think that a ton of that comes from the fact that there's just this like newfangled definition of all of these fucking words, right? So I'm going to use tired as an example. It's so hot and I love it. Buttery coffee. So like last night, I'm at home, Tony's working. I did so much yesterday, like so much. And that's kind of what's happened, especially since I got Mia, is that like there is zero time. Like everything has to be used really strategically, since, she's just a baby. But it's been amazing, right? I've never had such a fucking on point. It's been years since I've had such an on point morning. It's not even funny. Like, I'm in my office working, all my morning routine done by like 8:30 max. It's pretty great. Anyway, and like with joy, like I'm not mad about it. But the word tired, so for me, tired was always connected to feeling shitty, like feeling physically not well. When I would get really tired, it's like something in my body would click and make me say, oh, hi babies, hello girls, I love you. Oh, that made my heart very happy, Catherine. I want to squeeze them. And so I was definitely, my heart, I can't. I was, what was I saying? I love it. I was watching or thinking about the word tired, and what it used to be like connected to for me was, oh my God, if I'm too exhausted, I'm going to feel sick later, or I'm going to feel sick in the morning, or whatever it is, right? And that was just based off of, historically speaking, in my life, what would happen. And so being exhausted turned into an ugly thing Being exhausted turned into something where I was like, oh no, like it was like really negative. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being tired at the end of the day, or any time during the day, but especially at the end of the day, could be just a sign of a fucking day well lived. It doesn't have to be a sign that something bad happened or that it was horrible, it was so heavy, there was so much to do. Like, how privileged are we to be able to have so much to do in the grand scheme of things, right? But like, truthfully, what if you realize that at the end of the day, being exhausted is simply a sign of a day well done, a day well lived? So in this like best moment ever, and I freaking wish somebody somewhere obviously has to have a video of it, but we're not supposed to take video during the Date with Destiny. But there was this whole point where, yes, Catherine, huge, right? There was this whole point where I think it was like the third day. And so if you've ever done an event with Tony Robbins, you know that you're up until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and like you're not even mad about it because you're just like buzzing, you're bouncing, like it's the best thing in the world. And you're just like, give me more, like you're like waiting for more. The day is over and you're like, okay, I guess I have to go sleep now. Anyway, so there's this place where he was talking about how, and if you look and you study anything about the man, the way that he does life is very inspiring and very like intelligent as far as the way that things work. And so I aspire to learn things from people like that. Anyway, he said, last night I went to bed. It was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. He was like, and I was bone tired, like dead tired, but victorious. And he got like in the camera in like, you know, true intense Tony Robbins fashion and said, victorious, right? But like, it's so true. And that's one of the things, like in that moment, of course, like I got the goosebumps and like I laughed because it was also really funny the way that he delivered it. But I told it to Tony, my Tony, and that's like a thing that we now talk about and at the end of the days. And I'm like, man, I'm so exhausted, but so victorious today. And it's more so shifting that mindset has been a slow go. And it's also been something that I've not been like beating myself up about, because I'm the kind of girl who usually at the end of the day, or in the past at the end of the day, and this is still happens every once in a while, but I would need to like do something for anxiety at the end of the day, because as I slowed down, all I could think about was all the shit I didn't get done. And even though the day was victorious, I didn't think of it that way. Even though I literally conquered all of the things and did so much, I didn't think of it that way because there was a few things that didn't get done, or a whole boatload of things that didn't get done on the list, right? And so I would just beat myself up. And I feel like there's like so many layers to this lightness, but I just wanted to use this as an example of like, if you start recognizing and kind of taking note of what energy and heaviness specifically you have put on certain words in your life, and then you start to say no more, like I'm going to reevaluate what this word means, it's a game changer, like in a deeper way than I ever would have even thought possible. I'm like, last night I was up late, right? It was like 11 and I don't even know how that happened. But then the puppy, like she's a 7 a.m. waker, dude. She's up, like it's time, no matter fucking what, right? And so I'm up and doing what I need to do. And so it's like, I don't know, the tired part, it's not something that has to be associated with me not feeling well, or especially not with that anxiety of like, but I didn't do enough. I'm so tired, like, and I still didn't do enough. It's like just ridiculous, right? These stories that we tell ourselves in these narratives are silly. They're fucking silly, to say the least. But so like basically this morning, I just wanted to share that with you and just say, if you want to take me up on that challenge, like start thinking about some of the words. And if tired is one of them that you use, like it's a thing, it's a great one to start with, because I think a lot of us do that. But I remember a long time ago, my friend Greg, it's really funny. Like I now that I've gone through all the stuff I've gone through, like there's so many things that my friend Greg, who's like one of the most intelligent humans I know, like has said to me years ago that just hit a little different now. And one of the things he had told me was that he had a moment where he was going somewhere, I don't know, it was like an interview, or he was going to speak somewhere or something like that. And he was like, and I got this feeling in my stomach. And so those of you who don't know Greg, like he kind of disappeared into his own world for a long time and wasn't doing that kind of stuff. And like, when I say in his own world, I mean literally like jungles and things away from all of us. And then he was telling the story about being back, you know, and it goes going to this thing where he starts to feel this feeling, and he's like, oh my God, I have anxiety. Like, oh God, why do I have anxiety? Like, what's going on? And he stopped and he was like, wait a minute. It's excitement. Like, I'm excited. It's not anxiety. It's I'm excited. And this is something Tony Robbins talked about too in Date with Destiny, but like that one's a tricky one, right? Because anxiety is a thing and I get it. But I've started to pay attention to that in the moments where I'm like, oh my God, why am I so anxious? And it's like, I'm not really anxious. I'm excited. And so starting to shift that has been a huge change too. And again, these are just a couple of examples because there's a bunch. But the lightness that comes from choosing to like, we create the fucking heavy, you guys. Like we freaking own it. We create it. And it's just, sometimes when you start to notice it, it's silly and it makes you laugh. So I welcome you to start letting yourself have some of that go away and live a little lighter. Put some stuff down in a real way, because it's definitely a different ballgame when you're like, oh, that word doesn't really have to be a negative thing, and I don't need to own it as my, you know, be all end all negative whatever. I don't need, like, what if instead it's this way? What if instead it's this, it feels like this, right? It was empty versus peace for me. I would get upset because I thought I was feeling empty, but it was actually peace and calm. How cool is that, right? That's really cool, Catherine, especially because peace and calm was like brand new information, right? You're like, what is this? I don't know what this is. But it's really, that's a beautiful example for sure. So I love that. You know, letting things be light. Like just the other day I was on the phone with Tony and I was like, I don't have anything to complain about. And it's not even complain about, but like, I'm not going to talk about anything that's wrong because there really isn't anything like quote unquote really wrong. Like, is there shit wrong and shit that I could give you a laundry list of shit that isn't great right now, right? In my life. But it's like, it doesn't even feel like a relevant conversation to have in a lot of cases, right? And it's not that I'm avoiding it because I'm obviously actively dealing with it and that's all that matters. But it's like, my life is pretty good. And to be able to say that is huge because like I recorded a video a couple days or like a week ago about commiserating. It's like for some reason we're programmed to think that we get on the phone or we get on a thing with somebody and they say, how are you? And we must tell them something that's wrong with us. And it's like, because if we don't, then, you know, maybe we feel boastful, maybe we feel this, maybe we feel like we're lying, whatever. But it's like, are you always searching for something that's wrong to share and fit in and feel like you're connecting? Or can you say like, things are actually really good. Like I caught myself in a message. Somebody's like, how are things going? Like, how's Tony? How's this? How's that? And instead of like listing the stuff that is not great, but it's like, what is listing that to someone going to do? Nothing. In that particular instance, I was like, actually, it's really not bad, you know? And this and that and the other thing. So it's like, sometimes we have to train ourselves out of that other foreign, fucked up, let's search for something to share that's wrong mindset. Anyway. I've been talking way too long. Good morning, my friends. Have a great morning. Go out into the world wherever you are and do good things and be a good person. Catherine, hug those babies, give them kisses, tell them I love them. And I love all of you guys. And as always, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think anyone else could benefit from watching this message, give it a little share. I appreciate when you do that. It means the world to me. Have a good day, guys.